Did NASA pick up a Tic Tac video on Mars back in 2020? Well, that's what the new report is, or some videos, some tweets are coming out, and this footage is running around saying that this is indeed a Tic Tac, but not here on Mars. If it is the case, what does it mean in general? What does it mean if it was NASA video and they didn't tell anybody about it? Does that lead into anything else that we've been discussing? So we're going to get into that. Joining me on this video today, I'm doing 3 videos. I'm going to do one video today, one a little later on today, and one for tomorrow. And my guest on all 3 of them is going to be my buddy, TAC Peter. What's up, bud? How you doing?
Hey, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. So we have this Mars thing that I sent you, and we're going to bring that up right now, and then we'll you and I will discuss it on the other side. Here it is. All right, so here's this video, or picture rather, and it's from T.O. Red Octopus, who posts it. And Tic Tac has been spotted on Mars by the NASA Mars Curiosity rover Mastcam on Sol 2692, the 3rd of March from 2020. So here's this picture a little closer. There you see it. You know, there's a shadow on it, so I don't know what that means. Does that mean it's flying? Does that mean that it's not real because you get a shadow on Mars? I don't know the answer to that question. Smarter people will know. But then you have this picture here, which you see kind of like a little farther distance. And then that's a real far distance out there. But then the original footage kind of came down here. Where is it? And they said it's not likely to be AI generated or deepfake. 1%. 1% that it's AI. So it doesn't. So now who knows? Anybody could have just made that image up and said, "Oh no, it's real." I don't know. But then there's this picture here, which you can see it from real far away. But this is a Sol video 2692 Mastcam. Let's start with the first question, Peter. Is this real?
Oh man, when you sent it to me, like I was already like, "What do we do with pictures anymore?" Like that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like, what do we do with these? Then I saw the thing that you just showed off that it's unlikely to be AI, and I'm like, well, what about that image itself?
Right. Who did that?
Yeah,
right. Who did that? Right. Who wrote? Hey, listen, they want to make it. They want to take it more serious. Put that as 1%. I know that very well could be that it's only that it is 1%. But it is, and I asked this question where I'm like, well, if this is something that they picked up, why isn't everybody covering it? But then nobody covers anything.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like it's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't on these things. If you cover it, you're setting yourself up to be made the fool at some point. If you don't cover it, people are going to refer to you as, you know, just ignoring the topic or being in on something. It's an awesome image. Like it's really cool, and the shadow underneath it is interesting too. I have the same questions you have. I don't know the science of shadows on Mars, but it would track that maybe it could exist. But it's definitely the story I want to believe. You know what I mean? Like something like this, some kind of probe craft. If there is another intelligent race monitoring our planet, why wouldn't they be monitoring other planets nearby? Or maybe they have a base on that planet too, you know, and that's just how they commute. I love it, but I don't know what to make of it right now.
I don't know what to make of it either, because it's like, then the same goes for, okay, let's say it's not. It's interdimensional. It's those types of things, and this type of technology. If you look at the way that they say these things maneuver, it's not outside the realm that this thing could make it to Mars, if not that far away from Earth, and be able to monitor it. But the fact holding it since 2020, that's not that much a surprise that they are, because you look at all the details that came out of what's going to be in that new Age of Disclosure documentary, where they talk about how the people in charge cover things up for a reason and have like a different way that they have to go outside of reporting from the actual government themselves. So you can see why they wouldn't do this, in the same way that Elon Musk, you see, I don't know if you saw the report that Ross Coulthart said that he doesn't believe that Elon Musk has not been briefed, because he's heard that he has been briefed. This is the kind of stuff that if he had been briefed, he would know about this.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the other thing is like it's getting to the point where I think the paradigm is shifting, in the sense that instead of being about like whether we're going to disclose this or not, or whether, you know, this is real or not, it's going to take these folks who are at the forefront trying to persuade the general population that there's something here, to also kind of instruct or educate on how to parse through this kind of stuff, frankly. In other words, there should be a gang of them that kind of maybe host a show like this once a month or once a week or whatever it is, saying, hey, here's all the stuff that we've seen going through the internet that has been brought to our attention. I'll tell you right now, this one's nonsense. This one's nonsense. Don't waste any time on it.
Like what James Gunn does with the DCU.
Seriously, that is literally exactly what we need from these guys. I mean, it isn't. I'm not expecting that. Like, I mean, Lou Elizondo's on the internet enough that he should be able to do it, but it could be anybody that's deemed or approved by this crew of people. If they're serious,
the question is, who do you believe?
I mean, that's the thing. But like, what I'm saying is, if we're at the point where we're going to take the gang who is involved with the age of disclosure seriously, right? If you're going to give them any credibility. And if they're supposedly on the up and up, let's just go with that given for now. Then why wouldn't they have like a rep, a watchdog rep? Maybe they can't, and maybe that's part of the needle they're threaded. But I'm telling you, dude, it's getting to the point where it's a shit or get off the pot moment. With a lot of
that. I think we passed.
I mean, yeah. But like for the people who are still paying attention.
Well, that's the magic question. And you know, it's funny you say that, because I think that I saw some comments because they talked about that age of disclosure documentary yesterday, and we'll get into it on one of our videos that we do. But I had said how it's closer to the program, and the guy who reviewed it said it was closer to the program, and there was someone in the comments that said, well, if it's close to the program, that's not a good thing, because that just rehashed stuff that I already know. And I said in my video, yeah, but the program, to which I realized when I saw the program, and this movie is not really for us.
Yeah,
it's really to get people outside of it talking. And the way that I found that documentary and then you reached out to me after you saw that I was talking about it, because you had already been into the topic for quite a while, but you saw that I was talking about it because I discovered that documentary. And that's what the hope is of that one. And I'll tell you why I think that that's working ish. So there's a friend of mine who's a neighbor, and he's actually, I won't say what he does, but he's got a pretty prominent job, right? And when I first met him, told him I was doing the UAP UFO stuff, and he, did the whole, oh, that's cool. I'm always been kind of, but never really taking it too serious. And I said to him, well, did you know this and this? And he didn't know that. And we went to a dinner one night, and I was telling him these things, and he's like, interesting, because he knows, he's very much tuned into news and those things, but he hadn't heard about a lot of these things. So I had turned him onto the program, and he'd watched, and he said, that was really pretty riveting. And then I saw him literally walking the dog this morning, and he says to me, I got all my friends talking about UAP stuff now. And I said, that's really interesting. And I said, there's a movie coming out, Age of Disclosure, at South by. He's like, oh, I know all about it, because that was covered highly in the media. That thing, it's been covered everywhere. And so that's what I always try to tell people on this channel, of why it's important. And people shut me down sometimes, going, oh, it doesn't matter. Mainstream media is dead. It's corrupt. It's like, yeah, but it's still how people get their news. And
it is. And this is how we've talked about this a few times. But if you think of any movement, specifically like any kind of civil rights movement or something where the government or the establishment has been lagging behind the people, it always works the same way. The people have to get to a boiling point where it's like there's no going back. Like, we're going to leave the establishment behind, essentially. And usually that's when the establishment catches up and says, okay. We're going to do this. We're going to legalize gay marriage, or we're going to legalize whatever. So it's like, that's where we're at with these. And that's the value, as you've said it, like that's the value of putting out content, whether it's the program or Age of Disclosure, especially Age of Disclosure, because like you're saying, it seems to be getting the reach that some of these other docs aren't getting.
Right.
It's just that, because then once it becomes a breakfast table discussion, it hopefully helps.
That's true, because then you can't really shut it down. And that's what it looks like when it comes to social media, and why social media has been power in this whole thing. But the flip side of that is the actual UAP community, the people who have been tuning into this stuff and have been looking for new information and things that really stick. I feel a lot of people are getting tired. They're getting tired of okay, you keep telling us this, but then this happens. You keep telling you're kind of leading us on by a string. You're doing this, you're doing that. We've talked about it, you and I, on this show so many different times, that Ross Coulthard said at the beginning of this year, all hell was going to break loose.
Yeah.
Well, all hell has not broken loose. Stephen Greer said this full disclosure is coming in January. Nothing happened. These other things that were supposed to happen, these big things that were supposed to happen, they don't happen. And you and I have talked about this all of the time. Unless you know that the button is about to be pushed play right then and there, and footage is supposed to come out or something is going to happen, do not say that, because your credibility starts to go down unless you can deliver on what you're saying.
And we need credible voices on the topic. So the fact that folks like that are going to get dings to their credibility is not good either. Let someone else do the big promise.
Yeah, it's not good at all. And you want to see, because it comes to, like, when it comes to something like this, as you said before, where are those voices talking about this? Is this Mars thing real? Is it BS? Like, where did Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp talk about this yet on this thing? I don't know.
That is my point, that this kind of stuff should not like trickle through. I mean, I don't know what's worse at this point. Is it worse if one of these guys comes across like a carnival barker with this and then we're skeptical because of them? I am less skeptical when something is presented by one of these guys. Not that I give them total credibility or total like carte blanche to convince me of something, but I just assume that if it's just for selfish reasons, that they would want to protect their credibility and not just put out something that you can easily debunk. Like, I still think the jellyfish video is amazing. Whatever it ends up being, I didn't immediately dismiss it because I'm like, well, it's these guys. If they should be the ones saying, hey guys, this thing, whether we just put it out ourselves or it's floating around the internet right now, we're hearing it's legit. That would be super helpful.
It would be super helpful. So whether or not this thing is legit or not, I wonder if more things are going to come out about it. But I'll tell you this is the one thing that is very interesting about this. And I want to bring this picture up again, because let's say that this is legit, right? Let's say someone confirms that this is legit over Mars. This thing, way more credible to me than that egg video.
Oh, dude. If that ends up being a legit video or a picture, that's a game changer in my opinion, because it says there's so much you can start to discuss and extrapolate from that.
Because you can ask this. You can say, is it ours? Is that
right?
Are we sending our technology up there, that the stuff that we've been working on for 50, 60 years, is that ours? And that's not why they didn't talk about it. So you got to get the confirmation that it's real first, and then everyone going, what is that? Yeah. Anyway, all right. So that is our video on this today. What do you guys make of this? Do you think that it's real? Do you think it's not real? If it is real, what the hell do you think it is? Do you think other people should be discussing it? What say you? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. I want to thank Attack Peter for joining me on this video. Make sure you check him out on all social media. And before I go, as I say, you can always support us on, you can become a member today. But I got myself this Ridge wallet. It's incredible. I love it. I got the New York Giants thing on it. I would suggest that you guys get yourself one of them. It'll make your life so much easier. You don't have to carry the big, bulky, silly thing. So here is Ridge. I had a big, bulky, stupid wallet for a while, but now I don't. Why? Because I discovered Ridge. I didn't really know about Ridge. Now I found out about them. I love them. I didn't like that big, stupid thing that I had before because it was just so bulky, and I could feel it like weighing me. I felt like I weighed like 5 extra pounds. What's great about these is that they're unique. They have a slim, modern design, and it holds a lot of cards. Plus, kashish. So what's so great about Ridge is they make it with premium materials. It's got aluminum, it's titanium, it's carbon fiber, and it doesn't take up your entire pant. I always want to say pant. That's what it takes up. It takes up your pant. Over 50 plus colors and styles to choose from. I got the Giants one. You do the personalized ones, or your teams. I took the New York Giants, and I love them. They have a lifetime warranty. It's easy. It is literally the last wallet that I think you're ever going to have to buy. It's like Wolverine had a wallet. So over 100,000 5-star reviews, and if losing your wallet is the worst feeling in the world, but the beauty with the Ridge is they have an air tag attachment, so you always know exactly where it is before your panic mode kicks in. No matter what you pick, Ridge has free shipping, 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. So Ridge is having their once a year anniversary sale. You get off to 40% off at ridge.com/DTE. If you head on over to ridge.com/DTE to see their biggest sale of the year, you will not regret it. After you purchase it, they're going to say, hey, where did you hear about us? You got to tell them that Kristian over at DTE sent you. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Ridge, you're going to love it.